Hi, everybody.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Thanks for coming.
You guys
We really
get a good
appreciate
intermission?
Good.
Thank you, everyone, for coming tonight. This is so much fun to do this because I have to watch a lot of television for my job, and I was telling Seth backstage, I could not have enjoyed watching this show more. It is so funny, like tears running down my face. So I hope that for those of you who haven't watched, you go back and watch season 1, and then I watched The Bunker tonight, and I also watched, there's another one called Juan Loves Rice and Chicken, which is, I mean, it is like unbelievable. And so one of the things that, I immediately thought when I watched the show is, who came up with this idea of doing this series? How did this whole thing come about?
I think all three of us did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It came from, originally started this sketch, the last year Bill and Fred were on the show, we did this sketch called History of Punk, where Fred played a punk rocker named Ian Rubbish, who was the only punk rocker who liked Margaret Thatcher. And then
Bill was the bass player in the band.
Bill was the bass
Yeah.
player, and Fred went out and wrote like 4 really specific songs to the era. And then our 2 incredible directors who are the backbone of the show who aren't here tonight, Rhys Thomas and Alex Bueno.
They're alive, though.
They're alive, yeah. They went out and shot hyper-specific stuff that looked like TV interviews from that era. And the next Monday, Bill came in and said, I would love to do a show like this where each week we sort of spent time with a documentary and tried to tell a story and had some emotion as opposed to a sketch.
Yeah.
So that's how it started.
So it's a pretty arch concept, and you know, Hollywood likes very simple concepts.
Yeah.
So I just,
Yeah, that's true.
so explain the pitch, how did this pitch meeting go down?
Oh boy. No, it was great.
It went fine.
It was fine. They were.
We were sort of on the lot in that Fred already had this relationship with IFC with Portlandia, which I'd also like to point out is not the most Hollywood pitch.
Right.
I want to do a sketch show specific to a city.
Yeah.
All of them are going to be about Portland, and then they just started throwing money at you.
Yeah. A lot of money.
But I think it would have been a harder sell if Fred hadn't already proven that he had the vision to sort of see these things out.
Yeah.
So one of the things when you watch a lot of these shows is the sort of commitment to the bit in each one, and that the sort of the ability to, I mean, mimic isn't even the right word, but to embody the spirit of the different documentaries that you are, I guess, paying tribute to, is pretty extraordinary. And so I'm just going to talk about some of the ones that you have mocked, mimicked. Mocked is not even the right word.
Paid homage.
Paid
Yes.
homage.
Yeah.
Paid homage.
Saluted?
Saluted. Yeah, we want.
Saluted.
That's how we
great.
ended. That's a wrap. That's how we ended.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's for you, War Room. Thanks.
So you've done Thin Blue Line, Swimming to Cambodia. Juan Likes Rice and Chicken is a
Hero Dreams of Sushi.
Jiro Dreams of Sushi. And so how do you come up with what you're going to do? Who thinks of these, and how do you pick
We
one?
just, all get in a room and we go through many different kinds, and then we start to sort of figure out which ones are going to make most sense to actually shoot. What will have comedy in it? What are you laughing at?
Nothing.
There is that thing, like,
I'm just laughing.
What?
No,
What?
You're just funny. You're just
Yeah.
like, I love you. You're my friend, and you're making me laugh.
there is that thing when you know Fred that you keep waiting to see if he's doing
You're
a
waiting
bit.
for the bit because it's so good.
You
I'm
realize
waiting for him
halfway
to be
through
like,
the answer that it's the truth?
Yeah, so I started preemptively laughing because I'm waiting for him to be like, because you're underwater and or whatever it is. And he was just being sweet, and I'm like, you're gonna tell me you're sick one day, and I'll be like, right.
Oh, which, by the way, I have a huge announcement. This is so sucky. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
Another thing I'd say is we try to pick different styles.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things with this season was trying to find things that are different from ones we did last season.
Yeah.
And finding documentaries that have, the best ones are ones that have 2 great parts for these 2 guys to play.
Yeah.
So how do you decide who plays what in The Bunker? Like what's the discussion about who's
It's weird
Carvel?
because I played Carvel on SNL, but Fred wanted to play him. No, I'm joking. No, I played, that one was pretty simple. I mean, usually it's kind of like, yeah, you know, you look at the War Room and go, oh, well, Bill played Carvel, and you could do Stephanopoulos. Last season we did one about Grey Gardens that Seth wrote. And that one was, you know, Seth cast us. It was like being back at SNL, you know. It was just kind of, he just casted us. So.
But one of the things I noticed in watching the show is that, you know, whereas the characters you might play on SNL are over the top and deliberately, like, over the top, like, you guys really play roles. And in the Grey Gardens one, like, you owned that role as, well, I can't remember her name, but like, yes, that was, you know.
That was, she was, and she has like a little breakdown there.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the first thing we shot, I think.
Yeah.
That was our very first day of shooting of the show, was me doing the flag dance. And the look on the crew's face of like, what the fuck? What show did we just agree? What are we working on? And doing that flag dance and cut, and everybody going, great, okay, that was good. And they're like, what? And there's the raccoon and everything.
Yeah.
It was so crazy.
But when you were doing that, I knew we were in good shape.
Yeah.
Because I was like, he was just so perfectly committed to it.
So how much of that was scripted and how much of that is just improv?
Fully scripted.
Yeah, everything is scripted by Seth Meyers. That's a real testament to Seth's writing. We did not change a single word in that.
Wow.
Grey Gardens.
That's not entirely true, because one thing was we were walking in the house just doing a walkthrough, and there's the scene where Bill falls through the floor. We were just walking in, and Bill said, oh, you know, I do this thing where I can make it look like I fell through the floor. And I said, oh, that'd be great. I'll write it in. And that was another thing where the crew was like, what the fuck? Because then they had to figure out how to shoot a guy falling through the floor and landing on a
I was like,
kitchen
no,
table.
it's really simple. It's simple, yeah.
And Rhys, our director, was saying, well, how are you going to do that? And I was like, oh, I'll just open up Final Draft and I'll just put it in.
Like, no, shoot it down. Yeah.
It's easy, and then you just mark revisions.
All I'm doing is I'm walking and I just drop to my knees, and as I drop to my knees, a guy shoots a bunch of dust up in the air, and as the camera turns, they cut, and then it's a different shot running down the stairs, and then we're.
But
it's
I
easy.
wasn't.
Anybody can do that.
You saying that was when you knew it was okay. I wasn't on set for that, and so the first thing Rhys and Alex sent me was that falling through scene, and I just remember watching that and saying, oh, this show is gonna be so much fun to do.
Yeah.
So which of the three of you, who is good at what? How do you sort of divide and conquer in putting this show together, since you all have things?
Mr. Hader is the most,
That's right. What I'm good at.
what I'm good at.
No, okay.
I will say, Fred, we have a musical episode this year about a band. We had one about a band last year with the Blue Jean Committee. And those
Fred wrote all those songs.
He wrote an album worth of songs.
Yeah.
And tonight, this band, Test Pattern, which is based on Stop Making Sense and Talking Heads, they played at late night. And so they did a song, and it was great. It was so catchy, and they're not comedy songs. They're just really good songs. And
Yeah.
Do we have Talking Heads fans out there? Come on. So it's in that style.
Yeah.
And Bill, I will say, is sort of our resident cinephile in that it's impossible to find a movie that Bill hasn't seen. Not just seen, but already has developed an opinion on. So when we're, in a good way, he already has a take on it. And so, especially when we're coming up with movies, Bill's incredibly helpful with finding those. And just like SNL, then we all go off on our own. Like, Bill will write some, and Fred will write some, and I'll do some, and then people like John Mulaney, who also helps out in the show, he'll go write some.
Yeah, John and I wrote the Thin Blue Line parody last year, and then John and I wrote 2 episodes this season. And no, it's and then getting together and just reading them out loud is so much fun. And, you know, it's interesting because, you know, it's just like SNL. You're doing it, and then midway through the season, both seasons, one episode was too expensive or it didn't work. And so The Eye Doesn't Lie, the Thin Blue Line one, Seth and John, and we worked on that, like, over the weekend. Like, basically Friday, we went, okay, we're going to do Thin Blue Line. And everybody went, cool. And then they just turned to the crew and was like, go watch Thin Blue Line. That's what we're doing on Monday. And then we wrote it. And then Monday showed up and started shooting it. So,
And that
yeah.
is where I think we come from an SNL background where you can write something very quickly. And we were very lucky that we ended up with a crew that was so
that rolled with
agile
it.
and could
Yeah.
roll with the punch. The craziest story is on The Eye Doesn't Lie, which is the Thin Blue Line parody. The directors hired a courtroom reporter to try to mimic the style, right?
The artist, yeah.
The artist, the courtroom artist. And it turned out that it was that artist had also done the Thin Blue Line.
They'd actually done the case in Thin Blue Line
Wow.
and said it in the middle of production. It was like, oh, I did that. He's like, what do you mean you did what? And he's like, I was there. I did the that's it. I don't know if this is how they talk. I immediately made them with some dumb hick. Like, I'll draw the pictures for you.
Bill has a great disdain for art, so
I don't like artists. People who paint down here.
Whoa.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh. So sorry we're derailing you.
That's all right. So I wanted to spend a second talking about the Eagles documentary
Yes.
you did, which I thought was genius. So for
Thank
those
you.
of you who haven't seen it, it's called Gentle and Soft.
Gentle and Soft.
The Blue Jeans.
The Blue Jean Committee.
Bill also had one of my favorite observations about the Eagles documentary is when they start using each other's last names.
Oh, yeah. When Don Henley, when he's on good terms with people, he's like, well, Don, which means Don Felder, David, which means David Geffen. But when he's suing them, they become Mr. Geffen and Mr. Felder. It's like, well, Mr. Felder and Mr. Geffen didn't find fit to fly. You're like, this guy, wow. I'm just imagining those guys at home watching, like, dude, that was so long ago.
Yeah.
Relax. Well, Mr. Geffen did not.
So you wrote all the songs for that.
Yeah. With John Spurney.
Yeah,
He's here. John Spurney.
Yeah, John made it. There he
John
is. Give it up for
Spurney.
John.
Make it. He's in test pack, and he's just good at putting it all together and making it make sense, and also instrument-wise. With we have to want it to be accurate. So instruments are a thing of the 70s, making sure that those are the right amps, keyboards, guitars. There's so many little details that we wanted to get right.
So that was one that had.
I interrupted you, Seth. I'm sorry.
No, you didn't.
Jesus, here we go again.
I'll see you in the car, buddy.
Whoa, bro.
Okay, so you also got Cameron Crowe. And
Yeah.
The nicest guy in the world.
Chuck
Let us into his-
Klosterman.
Yeah.
And Haim.
Yeah.
Haim, fantastic.
But so
Daryl Hall,
Daryl Hall.
outstanding.
And
Kenny
Kenny
Loggins.
Loggins.
Kenny
Loggins.
Loggins, yeah.
So the fascinating thing to me was you
Michael
got them.
McDonald.
Michael
Yeah.
McDonald.
I didn't catch him.
He doesn't do like the interviews. He gives the award out at the end.
Oh, at the Rock and Roll Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember he did the band names, remember?
Yeah.
We had this bit that they had to cut where we talk about the Chicago scene and we list off, I think, like 100 band names. And then at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, we made Michael McDonald do it. And so there's footage somewhere of being like, they came from the
Tutti
Chicago
Fruttis.
scene, the bands at the time, the Tutti Fruttis, the
Yeah.
Seven Greasy Grinders, and it just goes on forever. And he did it, he was a really good sport. And then we cut it. And I said, them's the breaks. Oh, no.
So how do you how did you get everyone involved in that?
That was pretty. That wasn't too. I think
It's
felt like they
easy.
just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Texted people,
We
you
just
know.
we just go to our producers and go, get Daryl Hall.
Right.
Yeah. I think that's
I
where
like Daryl Hall.
I like Daryl Hall.
Put him in there. Just say something.
Tell Cameron Crowe. Wait. Tell Cameron Crowe we want to go to his house.
And behind him, records. He likes.
And we want to go into his record room. I heard he has a record room. I want to go in the record room.
Film it. Shoot it. Record it.
Shoot it. I don't want to hear it. Just make it happen.
Iceland. Book it.
Did I stutter? Iceland. Yes, Iceland. Get out a map. I'll show you where it is. It's Iceland. My friends went there before college. They went backpacking.
Some of it though, like the amount of detail in that one in particular, but all of them that you pay to, making these seem authentic, like the album cover, the old concert footage, old photo shoots. Like,
Yeah.
Can you explain a little bit of how that production happens?
Well, I think there's one coming up this year that's based on Kid Stays in the Picture, which, if you've seen that documentary, is all still photos.
Yeah.
And so you two had to do, I mean, basically.
They shot something like well over like 3,000 photos for this.
And so we had to keep getting changed.
Yeah.
Because it's different eras.
So we would do this, and we would get changed, come back, get back, new thing.
Yeah, like what? Why?
And every day I would
1967.
start 1950s, and then it would end in the present day, and I would have old makeup on and do
Then
it.
wigs, and then
wigs.
a picture of us having a drink, and that's it.
And they go, and I'm like, that's it. And like, you rented out this whole ballroom just for that?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, baby, because we got that mounting.
That IFC Monday.
IFC mounting.
Something different.
Something different. Comedy, bang, bang.
It's all in cash.
It's all cash. It's
The only cash show on
And
TV.
Only cash
they
show.
literally throw it at you.
Yeah.
They go to me and they go, here's your money.
Yeah.
And you go, all right,
Yeah.
cool, thank you.
Cash time.
Cash time.
Crew, cash time.
Crew, get down here. All right, cash time.
There you go. There you go.
And they're like, all right, thank you.
So while most of these seem to be homages, as we are calling them, the one that struck me as not necessarily being that was drones. The hunt for El Chingon.
Chingon.
Chingon. Mhm.
El
So,
Chingon.
like, is that? And so this is the one that's a parody of Vice, and they keep sending journalists down to find this El Chapo style figure, and they all keep getting killed, and it's very, very funny.
Yeah. It's so great watching that. I was so impressed because each Bill and Fred play 3 different specific dickheads.
Yeah.
That's the level they're at, is I'm gonna be this kind of dickhead, I'm gonna get killed, I'm gonna come back as this kind of
Yeah,
dickhead.
it's different people.
Yeah.
And then the thing too, my favorite thing was doing the VO, because those Vice guys all talk. You could tell they were reading stuff, and it's like, that's when we went down to North Korea. It was pretty crazy. Then we went down to Texas. It was wild.
So when you do one like that, do you hear from anybody at Vice?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Vice was really positive about
They were
it.
great
that was
about
not
it,
funny.
and-
We did not like that.
No, they were
No,
great
they
about
liked
it.
They thought it was pretty.
We're friends with most of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was. I mean, as much as it seems like a kind of a parody, it's still in its own way a tribute.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We just wanted something more current because we had the silent movie one, and
Yeah.
wanted it to like.
We wanted the kids to
Yeah.
tune in.
The millennials.
Yeah.
Millennials.
So, that's one of the things that when I was watching, I was wondering, how do you make this show accessible to people, knowing that documentaries are the smallest form of entertainment in Hollywood to
What?
a degree.
Product placement.
Product placement.
Product placement.
Social.
Social. Language.
Documentaries.
Yeah.
Documentary's smallest form of entertainment. Check.
Pander. Name drop.
Yeah.
A little bit of cursing.
Put in Coca-Cola.
But in Coca-Cola. No.
No, I know it is a thing. That's a real testament to IFC for us to come in and be like, okay, the movies that like not a lot of people watch. We want to celebrate those.
Yeah.
But I love them. Thank
Yeah.
you. Documentary Dan.
Bill, there's 5 coming out this year.
There's 5 coming out this year. You see Wiener? I'm Documentary Dan. Lo and behold, new Herzog shit. Straight to iTunes. No.
No, but it is hard, when you talk to them. It is, but they were really cool with us doing it.
I will say it's probably the best time to do a documentary show. I'm not saying it's better than making a superhero movie, but
Right.
it is like there are more documentaries now than ever
Yeah,
before,
yeah.
and
Right.
live on places
Sure.
like Netflix, and even ESPN's doing documentaries, and there's all
Yeah.
this stuff that people I feel like have more patience for the idea
And
of
I
a
actually
documentary.
feel like the best movies I've seen have been documentary. Like lately, That O.J.
Right.
Simpson documentary is like one of the best things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I thought that was unreal.
What are there ones you have crossed off the list that you wouldn't do?
Stuff like the Jinx and all that.
Yeah, the
like,
Jinx. or-
Anything that's too long a story.
Yeah.
Anything that's
Staircase
too.
we tried to think of, but
Yeah.
that didn't really work. Staircase.
Mm-hmm.
And then things that are kind of like funny.
Like Spurlock or Michael Moore.
They already have the comedy in it.
Yeah.
So it can,
And then, there are obviously plenty of documentaries about things that are way too dark.
Yeah, you would never.
Well, so Ken Burns was in the green room just now, and he's
Yeah.
screening his Holocaust documentary
Yeah.
upstairs.
Yeah, you
We
wouldn't.
probably
wanna-
won't have a take
No,
on
I don't
that.
really think. Yeah, guys, hear me out. Just hear me out.
he was great. He comes down and is like, you guys.
That's such
That's-
Ken Burns.
that's
If
how
you've
Ken
not met
Burns
Ken
is.
Burns,
Have you guys
this is eerie.
everything you do.
So good.
What's the word? Sweetie, baby, where you go? Why you mad at me? Why? Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Why you mad at
No,
me?
Ken Burns,
This is exactly
this
what he
is
sounds like.
so eerie.
Yeah.
And it's like, and his sons are like, Pop, come on, Pop, we gotta go, come on. We got a card game at McCoy's, Pop, we gotta go.
Super long hair.
Yeah,
Super long hair.
Yeah.
dreads. No, but we wouldn't touch the Holocaust. No.
Yeah.
And
But let's get political. Which Holocaust?
Oh,
Let's talk. No, let's talk, man.
Come on.
No, let's talk, man.
No.
Which
Fred,
one?
not today.
The American
Fred,
one?
No,
We're on 92nd Street, Fred.
92nd Street.
Not
Think,
the
man.
place.
Use your
Upper
head,
West.
man.
Upper West Side,
Upper
Fred.
West
Let
Side,
this go.
Fred.
Log on to armisen.com, man. Log on to armisen.com.
Truthfred.org.
Truthfred.org.
Fred Armisen was shot outside the 92nd Street Watch.
By Bill Hader.
Funny man. Fred Armisen is dead. He was shot outside the 92nd Street Watch.
Fred Armisen's had his last laugh.
Because he laughed all the way to the grave.
He does all these in a row.
Just use whichever
people on
one
the
you
desk
want.
are
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
just pick one.
I
We
like
gotta go.
These are all great.
These are all funny.
Laughed all the way to the.
So
That's brilliant.
Helen Mirren, how did that? You have an Oscar winner as
The best.
So-
I cannot believe we have Helen Mirren doing the show. I mean, she's so cool about it. And she had hosted SNL, so we got to meet her there. And I was walking down a hallway at an event with her, and she said, if you see Fred, tell him how much I like Portlandia. And I said, we actually have a new show. Can we ask you to do something on it? She said, sure. And
Oh my
she was on Broadway, so she used her one Monday off in season 1 to come
We're
shoot
like,
it.
you have no jokes.
No jokes.
No jokes.
We told her this
Have to
only
be
works
straight.
if you do it the way you would actually do a show that was real. And she immediately got it. And
wow.
Committed. Yeah, she was awesome.
Perfect.
because
Perfect.
the worst thing that happens at SNL when you have a part like that is usually when you tell it to host, they want to have
They want
jokes.
Yeah.
And they say, you didn't really come here to play it straight. I wanted jokes. But she got it. So
You're
it's great.
watching documentary now.
When I watch it still, it's
I
great
can't
to see
believe
her.
she's
I'm
in
like,
it.
oh my God, Helen
Every
Mirren.
time she's like, hello, I'm Helen Mirren, I just start laughing. I'm like, how the hell did she agree to do this?
And then we just thought, she won't do season 2 immediately. Yep, of course.
Yeah.
We had to pay her a lot more.
I'll have Raisinets, please.
Raisinette.
That's right. Spread the word.
I'll have a Raisinets.
So speaking of awards and Helen Mirren's Oscar, you are nominated for an Emmy.
Yep.
For the show.
That's right.
And Portlandia is also competing against documentary.
That's right. I think we'll get it. And you can quote me. I guarantee it.
You're jinxing it. You're jinxing it.
I guarantee it, God. I
no,
know
no,
it.
don't talk like that.
Don't do this.
You're
Fuck you,
jinxing
God.
it.
No, fuck you, man. I'm gonna get it. I dare you, man.
Fred.
Funny man, Fred Armisen, struck by
Struck
lightning.
by lightning. Yeah. God appeared today at the 92nd Street Y.
Fred Armisen's a hit by lightning.
He was waiting outside the 92nd Street Y for one Fred Armisen.
No, we do
Said, "You
know.
come with me."
We do know all of the Emmy people, and they're friends of ours. We're just like,
No, we don't.
yeah, no,
No, we don't.
so we're just
All
like,
the Emmy people.
yeah, we're just like, hey man, we've worked really hard,
We'd like it. We'd really like
They're
it.
like, all right, I'll see what I can do for you.
What's it called? Documentary.
Documentary, what? Yeah. Don't you worry.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations in advance.
What size?
Tons of rings. Yeah, what's up? Let me see. Can you hold something like this? Yeah, that's not too heavy. Yeah, you can hold it. All right, you're a big. I love this kid. The Emmy people.
But for people who live here, they don't necessarily appreciate how insane people are about winning awards in Hollywood. So can you just give them some color of the significance of this?
I think for us, the significance was, I know this sounds cliche, but the show's so small, for us getting nominated really was great. I don't think we have an expectation that we're going to win this Emmy.
Yeah.
Which is the best way to go into it.
Yeah.
For
it's
real.
true.
It's true.
I've been at Emmys before where I thought I was going to win and I didn't. And that's way worse than this.
It's awful when they have a camera on you too, and you're like, oh, here it comes.
Yeah.
but it is really. That's fine.
Just cut into it.
Well, I will say, that we have an episode that's entirely about this because the Robert Evans documentary is called Mr. Runner-Up, and basically Bill plays a producer whose entire career is dead set on winning an Oscar. That's what he wants
and
more
so
than
he's
anything.
trying to make like an Oscar movie that people will go see.
He sort of makes Oscar bait 2 years too late.
Yeah.
Like, French Connection, too scary for you? How about the heavily focused group, The Plan to Sell Dope?
Well, I guess we're gonna cut that.
And how?
Trying to cut the Plan to Sell
The editors
Dope
are
did
back
not
there
play at
now.
92nd Street.
And do you have acceptance speeches? Do you?
Oh my gosh.
No, definitely not.
No.
I think if she was
I
cool,
do.
Helen Mirren would do it.
And she
Oh,
would
yeah.
just be super dirty.
Yeah.
I think, no, we would have Rhys and Alex, our directors. I think they should get, they deserve a lot of credit.
Yeah.
I'm being very sincere. They deserve a lot of credit for the show. So I would send those guys up.
But you said you have an acceptance speech?
No, the timing was all wrong.
Yeah, you can't go back.
I can't go
Once
back.
we've gone on.
Sorry.
That's one thing you learn about
Oh, no.
shut up. Comedy.
He's
The
being
laugh,
patronizing,
the
I'm sorry.
laugh, it's really, the laugh is almost like a softball that's being unraveled, and you've got to sew it together. Hear me out.
The laugh is not a finite thing.
You're
all right?
already, when you're using a sports analogy, I'm already very
I
worried.
know. Fred, in his personality, he's like, in the softball, you kick.
Picasso said something interesting
Oh,
once about, shut up.
Everybody settle in.
Oh, shut up.
Settle in.
They love it. What was the quote?
Picasso
I
said-
haven't here.
What's the quote?
Why'd you give it to her? Why'd you give her your quote?
He's like, you know the quote.
He has
You're
it.
smart. Picasso said. This stinks.
So I want to go
Not
back.
this. No, I'm saying that Picasso thing.
We like this.
We like this. This is awesome.
So I want to go back to the bunker a second. So have Stephanopoulos and James Carville seen it? Do you know?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're going to love this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is good. Everybody stand up.
Okay, everybody stand up. Go to the back of the room. Go to the back of the room. Now, come back. No, no, I don't think they've seen it. Carville saw it, right?
Yeah, he did promos for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw,
he did a funny promo for it, so yeah, he saw it.
I saw Stephanopoulos late last year and told him we were doing it. And he had a real nice, like, oh, what's the take? Like, there wasn't.
And you're like, shit.
But I would think that there's nothing in there that they wouldn't really enjoy.
Oh. Yeah, I just called Carville a suspected arsonist. It'd be fun.
That's
And again, we talked about this on, Bill was a guest on my show tonight, we talked about it, but this is such a nicer Carville than the Carville we used to do on Update,
Oh, yeah.
because that was a real cartoon character.
Yeah, he was raised by eels. Yeah, he was raised by eagles. I was like, oh man, he's like, I want to say something to my mother real quick at home. Every time I would do that, you'd always go, oh gosh, I hope they're not mad.
But he has a great sense of humor.
He has a great sense of humor.
And he's always spoken very highly of it.
Yeah.
So I think you've been asked this question all day. These guys have been doing press for the show, a lot of interviews today. But is it a coincidence that you made that the debut show of the season?
We knew it was, we thought it would dovetail nice with an election year, but I will say when we decided, we didn't quite know it would be this election year.
Right.
Yeah, it's weird.
Right.
Yeah, we were like, good on us.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the intent.
No.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
So,
Because making art has no intention. Shut up! It's 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
That's
it's
it.
like an eternity.
so
We could talk after the show. I have a really great take on it.
I want you out on the street, man. Everybody, over here, over here. This is what Bill didn't want you guys to hear.
So if there were, I'm curious if you've thought about this, if there were a documentary to be done about this election season right now, have you thought about who, like, what would the approach be? Who's?
I don't think that you could ever have something as good as this documentary because now
Everything is a documentary.
Yeah,
everything.
There's cameras everywhere. It's so great to see in this tiny little room. I mean, when you watch the actual war room, you can't believe how low rent all of it is. And the people that basically get Bill Clinton elected, there's no glamour or glitz to any of it. And everybody's guard's down, and I just don't think you can make that kind of documentary again. Although, Wiener is a documentary where you can't believe that guy let his guard down.
I know.
So I don't want to talk
That
about
whole movie, you're like,
It's
why
like a movie about
are
me?
you
Yeah,
doing
sure. What could go wrong?
I just have a thing I have a problem with.
How long will this take? A day?
A day.
More than a day.
What?
Uh-oh.
You guys gonna be here tomorrow? Shit. That's not good.
So, is there part of you that wishes you were in SNL this season to deal with
I have an answer to that.
Oh no, don't do it.
I know one club downtown.
Wait, are you going back to do Stefan this year?
Oh, hell yes.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely.
That's so, you got asked?
I got, we had a discussion. And
How did I not know about this?
you can come and hang out.
What?
Please come and watch. What?
But I'm super psyched not to be there for an election season.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but I want to ask you, Seth. There's been a lot said this season about how you may have actually been somewhat responsible for Donald Trump running for president.
Yeah.
And you gave a incredibly brilliant, vicious speech when you were the host of the White House Correspondents' Dinner in 2011. And this was during the midst of Trump's birther movement stuff.
Yeah.
And about Barack Obama. And Donald Trump was sitting in the room. You basically destroyed him in the room. And he got up
Wait. Wait.
and he got up and left in a fury. And
I'm gonna run for president.
right. And well.
You're all gonna fucking be licking my boots.
And that is what many people believe happened. That it solidified his need to come back.
I thought at the end of that night that I'd done a good job.
Thank you. That was great.
Thanks, Captain Dickhead.
Thank you.
No, but
great.
I did.
Thank
I
you.
thought, that was a good job of zinging that guy, and then it seems like I gave Bane his origin story.
Yeah. It's like, the Joker, you pushed him into the vat and then he came out.
It will be I mean, to his credit, if he wins, it's the greatest fuck you to anybody. If he wins, he say, hey man, what are you doing now? Yeah, that was fun 5 years ago. I'm president now.
Oh gosh, don't even joke about it. It's making me sick. I'm getting sick. I'm seriously getting sick.
So you've
I'm
also
the president of the United States.
Oh, my God.
Ghost of George Washington. Like, what the fuck? Sorry. Go ahead.
So you've also stayed on him on your show,
Yeah.
on late night. And so this is one of the things I wonder about. Do you work for a big, broadcast network? Does anyone ever
No,
tell you?
nothing. No, for real, the network's been really great. And I have always pushed me to embrace having a point of view. And yeah, I can really say that they've been really supportive. I mean, let's see what happens if there's a different president. They might withdraw pretty quick.
And if Donald Trump called you to come on, would you have him on?
Yeah, I think it would be interesting television. We had sort of tongue-in-cheek banned him from the show after he banned the Washington Post and other people. But that was always... There wasn't bravery to that ban because of he had no interest in coming on the show. So. But yeah, I mean, I think he's not going to, so it's sort of a pointless question. But it's not a pointless question. It's a pointless answer.
Yeah! Yeah! Boom! Back to the show. That's Seth Meyers right there. He made Donald Trump. Now, are you going to run for president? That's right.
So I wanted to leave some time for questions from the audience, but I wanted to just ask you one thing that I thought.
I'll just say, oh no.
One question I thought you might have interesting comments on. So when you were in Howard Stern this morning, Fred, you were talking about, Howard brought up or maybe Robin brought up when you played David Patterson.
Yeah.
On on SNL. And let's see, and let's see, I think you told Howard Stern, when AM New York,
Yeah.
the subway
Yes.
newspaper, had you on the cover with playing David Patterson with the cover line "Too Far."
Yeah.
You got 50 copies because you were.
Oh, no, Seth.
I have 50 comics.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, all right, okay.
And
See how
we
things get screwed
were
up?
moving, and my wife said to me, "Do we need all 50 copies of Fred as David Patterson?" I said, "We do, because these are collector's items."
But I'm curious how you feel. You know, a lot of comics have talked about political correctness lately, which can be code for lots of different things. But you know, Jerry Seinfeld, for example, said he won't go to campuses anymore because the climate of political correctness makes it hard to do comedy. Obviously, there's a really persistent conversation about women that goes on in comedy right now. So, what are your thoughts about this? Is it is
I don't think David Patterson's a woman. I think he's very much a guy. It had nothing to do with femininity or masculinity. He's a person. He's I'm a male, he's a male. There was not a comment on anything. I don't know if he had an assistant or a secretary or a flight attendant. It's nothing to do with that. He's the governor, not the governess.
Again. Boom.
A different kind.
Different kind.
Different kind of
That's a little
kind.
more like,
It's a little more like.
But does it ever factor into your thinking when you
You just
do
trust
anything?
your own taste.
Yeah. And sometimes you try it out on people.
I never want to
and
be
say, is
mean
this
about
too far?
anybody.
Yeah.
I tried to make that a lovable character. He's a likable guy,
He liked it.
You
showed
liked
up
it?
and
Like
did the
you
show.
showed up and did it. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
You don't seem convinced.
No, I am very convinced.
No.
We're gonna go to questions.
Okay, great.
Audience.
First question.
Bill,
Okay.
you're a real
Seth.
cutie pie.
So you made Donald Trump.
Okay, Fred and Bill. You're
Sorry,
both.
buddy.
You're both very good at keeping a straight face during your
Okay.
sketches.
What?
This person has never seen me before in their life.
We spent the last 2 years on the show
Just
totally
laughing.
falling apart.
Yeah.
Falling apart.
Yeah.
Well, which one of you is harder to make laugh and break character?
Oh, I'm so easy. I break so
Yeah,
easily.
it doesn't take much.
It's not even like. Fred would do you remember what was it? Linda, yeah, the woman who would do the typist. And Fred would do this, and I was the judge in those sketches. Fred, every time the camera wasn't on me, Fred would just look at me and would just go. And I would start laughing.
It goes both ways. He made me laugh a million times. That Doorman sketch, it did not go to air.
But it's online. You can find
There's
it.
this
Yeah.
doorman sketch where we're two doormen.
Explaining Christmas to little kids.
And it immediately bombed.
It bombs like the audience immediately was like, nope, like the minute it started.
And it's their last year on the show, so they're beloved. People want to like them, and they still said, nope.
No.
We
Two
were
of you. No.
We were bombing so bad, and we didn't care that Bobby Moynihan came out, and we went, instead of his character, we were like, hey, Bobby Moynihan, how's it going? And Bobby went with it. He was like, oh, hey, guys. We were like, who's on the show tonight?
who's
He's like,
hosting?
Jamie Foxx. And Jamie Foxx was the next person
Yeah,
to come
as
out.
somebody else. It was
And
a
then
mess.
as Bobby left, Fred went, UCB.
Yeah.
Drunk uncle.
So yeah, I lost it completely on that.
Okay. Two parts here. Do you have any advice for young comedians? P.S. Bill, I wrote my college essay about you, says Mackenzie.
Mackenzie. Mackenzie.
What was?
Did you? Mackenzie.
What was the topic of the essay other than it being about Bill?
What was it about?
What
did
was
you
the
say?
essay about?
This is a really surreal moment for me. I've been waiting for this for 6 years.
Oh, I'm about to blow it. It's not going to be that great. Hi.
Okay,
Mackenzie, you're dreaming right now. You're in class, Mackenzie. Wake up, Mackenzie. Wake up, up. Mackenzie! 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 We have a factory to run here, Mackenzie.
Sorry.
Yes.
No, so what was your essay? What was the topic?
I basically went through a really rough time in middle school, and the only thing that made me laugh was SNL.
Oh,
In particular, Stefan.
oh, awesome. Thank you.
Because of you, I want to be a comedian.
Oh,
And
awesome.
I'm applying to college for comedy, so
Oh, good.
Well, Mackenzie, I think you're one of the best audience members I've ever met. And so, to answer your question, just get up as much as you can, get up on stage, and just do a lot of stuff like that. As much as you can.
Whoa! Hey! Mackenzie's gonna get the shit kicked out of her. I'll come up after you're done. Come over here. After we're done, I'll take a picture with you. That only goes for Mackenzie. The rest of you, no.
Were Fred and I in the essay at all?
Footnote: Stefan.
summer because of Portlandia.
I
So
didn't hear him
Portlandia.
mention your show, Seth.
Cool. Okay, great.
And my ex-boyfriend looks like you, Seth.
Oh, man.
X.
X. I broke up with him because he looks like Seth Meyers. Thank you, Mackenzie. I'll meet you in a second.
But can't you sue her?
Oh, yeah. I'm suing the shit out of Mackenzie. You can't use my name in a fucking essay.
What?
It's
No.
2016. What?
No, man, no.
Did you check with my people?
No, redact it.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Redact it, man. Cross it out.
No, redact my name.
Okay. Who created the intro and designed all of the versions of the Documentary Now logo?
That was our editor.
That guy
Rick.
named Micah.
Micah Scott.
Scott, whatever. I don't. We don't talk to the crew. We don't talk. Michael Gardner. I'm joking.
Micah Gardner,
Micah
but-
Gardner, and he just was like, "Oh, we kind of said what we wanted." And he goes something like this, and that's what you see. It was the
He's
first
brilliant.
pass. Yeah, amazing.
I will genuinely say that because they gave out an Emmy for that, and it would have been last year. It would have been this year, but that deserves the work he did on that. Deserves
Yeah,
an Emmy for
incredible.
opening credits. But,
He worked on Portlandia originally, and he just really, it's so good.
but he really just did it on his own.
Yeah, he
and
just
pulled it
did it
together.
on
And
his
the
own.
great thing is every documentary in the opening credits, we had to get approval from those documentary filmmakers, and it was really nice that people like Michael Moore and whatnot gave us said, okay, you can use Roger and me in that, which was great.
Okay.
First serious question answered seriously.
What was your favorite SNL skit? I cannot read this last word, but I guess, what was your favorite SNL skit? And
Let me see it.
There's a
Oh,
last.
it's a threat.
Oh, it's a threat.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's got your address.
Oh, that's scary. All right, let's all stand up and walk away.
We're just gonna walk out slowly.
Slowly.
Everybody, we're cool.
It's cool.
cool. SNL.
And why? I
Skit,
think it says
and
and
why.
why.
And why.
Oh.
Okay, whoever wrote this, do you mean like that we were a part of or that we watched growing up?
Now you gotta reveal yourself. Reveal yourself.
I don't think it's and why. I think it's turkey.
I thought it was tricky too.
What's your favorite SNL skit? Turkey. Oh, turkey.
Hey, turkey.
Oh, turkey.
It's a turkey over there, like.
I like Unfrozen Caveman Lawyer.
Unfrozen Caveman Lawyer is my all-time favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For both of you.
Easily.
Easily my favorite
Yeah.
SNL sketch ever is Unfrozen Caveman Lawyer with Phil Hartman.
It's just perfect.
It's a perfect sketch.
Yeah.
When John McLaughlin recently passed away, I thought one of my favorite sketches of all time was the Sinatra Group, which was the McLaughlin Group, but with Frank Sinatra as the host.
Unreal.
Yeah.
It's where he says, I got chunks of guys like you in my stool.
Yeah. He's like, next topic, Rita Hayworth or Ava Gardner, who would you rather nail? I disqualify myself because I've done them both.
And Sinead O'Connor's there, and he's like,
Uncle Fester.
yeah. Oh, it's so good.
Okay.
Okay.
To all, who were some of your favorite female comedians?
Polar.
Polar.
One of my favorite.
Polar.
Julie Louis-Dreyfus.
Tina Fey.
Can't fake. Catherine
Maya
O'Hara.
Rudolph.
Catherine O'Hara, I think, is one of the great.
Gilda.
Yeah.
Gilda Radner.
Wig.
Kristen Wiig, man.
Elaine May.
Lay May.
Melissa McCarthy.
Imogene Coca. Yeah, Imogene Coca. Unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Okay. Can you share one or two hysterical moments while shooting?
Share.
Wait, you want us to shoot now?
You want us to shoot something and share what? We're idiots.
These
Funniest
guys did they did a bit for a really long time on set, which was them being Barack Obama talking about his trip to LA.
Yes.
It went
Okay.
on forever.
Hear it. Let's hear it.
It was. It
It
made
was him.
no sense.
It was so the whole time you see us dressed as the Grey Gardens ladies, we're doing this Barack Obama bit. Like they would film us and then say action and we become the Grey, and then we say cut and then we would go right back into doing Obama. And the crew was so sick of it. The idea was that he was at the base of the Capitol Records building talking to a ton of people, just talking about his time in LA.
Today I went to Amoeba Records.
Yeah.
I went down to Venice Beach. Where in the 60s, a band taught us that if we work hard, we can break on through to the other side.
We did it forever. The way you're enthusiastic now, if we did this
No.
for another 3 hours.
But what's the one he's like,
I visited the set of Two Broke Girls.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I went to a table read. Went to a table read for Two Broke Girls.
Very inside.
super inside baseball, but it's making us laugh so hard.
That he would make a speech about.
That all these people, and they're like, yeah,
Because
we're
people
from
would be-
LA. We're
yeah,
from LA.
yeah, why are you
We
telling
know
us
why
this?
we know this?
Also, why did you go to a
Yeah.
table read?
I know. He ran background. He was like, he told the extras where to go, and Two Broke Girls.
What do I do? But he did it like a new guy. Like okay, what do I do? Just
So
talk
what do you want me to do? So,
We won't do it. I'm sorry. It was like this.
They're telling me I have to stagger you.
yeah. So you go, and then you go, and you two are on a date, and you talk. But you can't talk because then they have to pay you more. So you have to pretend like you're talking.
And then security guys around him and stuff, and he's got a headset on. Like, still funny.
Do you miss playing Obama?
I don't really miss anything. I just, you know, I love being at SNL so much. I loved it, every minute of it. But I never think back like, you know, I want to go back in that way. I just loved it, and I always think more about the future. You know what I mean?
All right. Excuse me. Guess I'm a lesser human.
Wait, was-
because
what-
I give a
No.
shit about stuff.
But missing is for emotional people, and I don't have emotions like that. Emotion is a weakness. Crying, because crying shows that you're falling apart.
Yep,
So
this is all
missing
good.
things, you cannot go back in time. You cannot. That is for other people, historians. I'm not a historian. It is literally dying. It's literally going into death, into the blackness. It's so easy.
That is the worst advice.
You
Just
won't go
imagining a
back to
school-
your old house to visit your mom. You make her meet you somewhere else.
Absolutely.
In my head, I'm
I make her reintroduce herself to me. I'm like, tell me who you are. I know who you are, but tell me who you are today. I'm not a little boy, Mom. Hildegard?
Every day you go through your phone, you delete every
I
photo
delete
you
every
take.
so weird.
New day.
And he's
You
always
take
like,
everybody
new
out of your
phone,
phone?
Who's
Yeah,
this?
yeah,
And you're
who's
like,
this?
Oh God.
What do you want?
New phone. Who's this?
I mean, we lose an hour, 2 hours every day on set because Fred comes, reintroduces himself to everybody.
Yes. New day.
Hi,
It is
Fred
Tuesday.
Armisen.
It is Tuesday. I'm learning the language.
It is Tuesday. It is my
Didn't
first
care
day.
about yesterday. All right.
Sorry.
And Bill, is there any character you miss doing from the show?
I missed doing Stefan. That was fun working with Seth. And then I miss there was a character I used to do Vincent Price on there. So I love doing. And Fred was Liberace. I just love those because it made me feel like old SNL and also old SCTV. It made me feel like that. Like to me, that's like what sketch comedy felt and looked like, and it was.
It was.
so
It
fun.
was just entrances, lines, cut to people for one line, just
Yeah.
taking care of everybody. It was really fun.
It just was so much fun. Kristen was so funny. Remember when she played Judy Garland?
Oh,
And
great.
she goes, it was one of the first episodes Kristen Wiig worked on the show, and I was like, oh, Judy Garland, do you have a Judy Garland? She's like, yeah. I go, do you have any idea what she would say? And she goes, maybe something like, you ever get the feeling like your hands are made out of sand? I was like, the new girl's really good. New girl by like 5 shows. Yeah.
So I think we're almost out of time, but I.
Mackenzie, get ready. I'm gonna be a major disappointment. Like
but-
Dear Diary, never meet your heroes.
So going back to the show, is there anything people that you'd like to share? Would you like to?
Is there literally crickets out there?
But okay, is there, what documentaries are coming up? Like, what might you consider paying homage to down the road? Are you for season 3? Because season 2 is happening now. Season 3 is coming.
I don't know. We're always open to stuff.
Anybody make a documentary? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so weird. It's kind of like, again, being at SNL, where anytime I super pre-planned something, it wouldn't work. And so you had to go in that week and whatever, like, I could alone in my room think of something, but then obviously the 3 of us get around each other, we get super silly, and then something new comes up and we go, oh yeah, that, let's do that.
It was that way every summer at SNL. I thought, this summer I'm going to come up with 3 great ideas for the next season. And whatever you came up with in the summer stunk by the time it was September.
Yeah.
So you just kind of have to wait and do it pretty closer to it.
Yeah, see what's feeling right and being in the moment and stuff.
Okay.
Very somber note.
Well, okay. Well,
Oh, we got to do this stupid thing. Should we do it?
Yeah.
If you need a lift, take Lyft. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Christmas rates won't go up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lyft is now offering, unlike Uber, Lyft is offering.
You want to make up to $3,500 a week as a driver? Go to Lyft.com and sign up now.
JFK flat rate from Lyft to JFK from anywhere in New York. Lyft.
Should we do, and I'm sorry, we have to do this radio ad.
Yeah.
Hey, Fred,
Hey, Seth.
are you coming over today?
Well, the thing is, I want to get there on time and not spend too much money.
Hey guys.
Oh,
What's going on?
Bill, you got here fast.
I know. I just got a job with Lyft. You guys need a ride someplace?
Yeah.
Hey, if it's a JFK airport, it's a flat rate, so it doesn't matter. So sorry. Sorry. That was like straight up improv game.
Okay, so good luck at the Emmys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you, Seth, Bill, and Fred. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.